Are you thinking about doing a major renovation? Let's see if it's a good idea or not. Years ago, I renovated my home, bought a complete whole and renovated the house. Beautiful now, painful, absolutely painful to go through. You just need such patience, so many decisions to make. And I'll tell you right now, despite what you think is possible, you will pay more. You will pay more than you intended to do when you set out to renovate. It's not always the contractor's fault. You're going to make decisions that are going to change along the way. And it only makes sense to do those things at the time of renovation. Whatever you're going to renovate will cost you more. Plan for it. Here's why I would never do it again. And here are risks that you are facing if you decide to renovate. So the biggest hurdle, especially today, is in finding capital. How do you find the money to renovate? So if you haven't been in your home for a long time and created equity that you can start to borrow from a line of credit, it's hard to come up with a lot of money that is going to be needed to pay for all of the trades, all of the contractors, the designers, the city fees to get the renovation done. On top of that, you're not going to be staying in your home. You're still going to own it and probably have a mortgage on it, but you're not going to be living there, which means you need to be living somewhere else, probably at a cost. The cost component to doing a renovation, especially in Toronto, where there's red tape everywhere, where there's tons of fees and renovators are in demand, becomes very expensive and pulls away a lot of your leverage. There's more of you than there are of them that want to do this job. Therefore, when you have a supply and demand imbalance, there's a price imbalance. So you'll pay more in Toronto than you would in Saskatoon for a renovation. All these people that are working on your home want to get paid when the job is done. Sometimes in advance a little bit, but also when it's done, that's the end. They don't want to wait for you to figure out the next phase and maybe apply for financing later on in the future. So coming up with the money, the liquidity required for a renovation is very punitive. If you can do it, keep listening. There is a little known fact, and I don't know why it is little known, but if you have a mortgage on your property, and then you start a massive renovation, your lender, whoever your mortgage is with, has it worded in their clause. You can't do this. If, however, they find out that you started a renovation, on the property, they could make a claim to cancel the loan and demand full repayment of the mortgage right then and there because you violated one of the key clauses in a mortgage contract. Now, why do they do that? Why is that clause there? It's really simple. The house is there as collateral. If you fail to make a payment or payments, the lender, the bank, often has the right to step in and say, you've blown your chance of me. I'm taking over your home. You've collateralized it. I've taken over your home and I'm going to go sell it, pay myself back what I'm owed, and the rest is yours. The bank doesn't want to take on the responsibility. They don't want to do all this, but they will if you miss a payment. So the reason why we have these limits as to how much a bank can lend is based on the value of your home for them to be able to sell it in a quick way. Oftentimes it's less than 80% of the value of the home is where they'll max out on how much money they're going to give you. That means the market needs to tank 20% or more before they have true risk exposure. But if you renovate a home, let's say you took a home and it was $800,000, blow out the roof, take out the walls, dig a hole in the basement. That $800,000 home at that time is not worth $800,000. Now it's a liability. Maybe it's worth $4 in that condition, but your mortgage is still based on $800,000. If your lender sees this, notices this, says, if I had to sell this property, if you forgot to pay your payments or you didn't make your payments and you got stuck, I'm now stuck with this property in this condition, that's a violation, and I stand to have a lot of risk in trying to sell this property. So if you're going to do a massive renovation, you are making the decision to take on that risk of them finding out and then changing this on you. So just go in eyes wide open, prepare for it if you need to, discuss alternatives, maybe consider making them a partner on this. There are ways you can have these discussions, but just know what it means to renovate a home. It will be more expensive. It will take longer. You will need to have lots of cash to pay for this upfront. And at any point in time, your lender could say, this is a violation of what I agreed to do when I lent you money on this property. All those reasons, and it's painful, and it's time consuming, and it's distracting, and you get decision fatigue. All these reasons is why I would say, maybe think twice or 3 times or 4 times before you do a massive renovation on your property. In my opinion, just go buy the house that's already there. Just get it done. One swoop. My suggestion. Go get wealth done.